I've decided to make some modifications to my Harbor Freight horizontal bandsaw. I've been using it pretty much stock now since I bought it. Had it for I guess 9 months or so. And some of the things I would like to do with it require some of the modifications that I've been researching on YouTube. There's quite a few videos out there on things people have done to them to make them more useful, more user-friendly. So one of the things I've done already is I've added the extended jaws. So you can see I've got the tapped holes here in the stock jaws to allow you to get grip all the way up to the blade. I also put some Scotch-Brite in here in the, I guess that's where the vertical table part of it mounts. I was originally thinking of putting some wire brush type cleaner, blade cleaners in there, but there's not really any room, similar to the ones that come on some of the higher end bandsaws. But saw this on somebody's YouTube channel, and it actually seems to work pretty well, and I can just replace the Scotch-Brite whenever it starts to wear out a little bit too much. Help keep all the chips and the coolant and everything off of the wheels. So the next thing I'm getting ready to do, as you can see, I've got it taken off of the base, sitting down there. I'm going to see about mounting it to this 3-shelf cart from Harbor Freight. Again, another YouTube channel. I saw a guy, I believe it's either in UK or Australia, mounted his similar bandsaw to a similar cart, and it seemed to work pretty well. I'd like to do this because I want to use this upper shelf or tray as a coolant basin. I'm going to be adding a flood coolant system to it, which I'll store on the bottom shelf. The unit I ordered just happens to fit down there almost perfectly, so that'll add some stability. It'll lower the center of gravity of the whole thing, and I'll need to caulk up these corners here because they came from the factory split, so a little bit of caulk there. But right now I'm trying to figure out how to mount the saw to the top of this cart, and I think what I'm going to do is cut some angle iron and weld up some brackets to bolt in here, and then another one will bolt across here, not all the way to the back. I want it situated as far towards the handle as possible so that when the saw blade is raised, it won't flip the whole cart over. However, when I was looking at it, the way the saw is mounted to the factory base is with these holes in the side and in the back of the saw, and I would prefer to mount it with holes bolted through the top. See if this will even open without falling over right now. Okay, so I'm thinking the switch and the cable is in the way to put 2 bolts through the top here, so I'm thinking I'm going to drill and mount one in the center here. There looks like there's clearance with the jack or the vice screw there, and then in the back I'll probably do 2. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, looks like right in here might be a good location to do that, so I'll make that back bracket a little bit wider. And then I can bolt it down through the brackets, which I like that idea a little better. A couple of reasons. The bolt holes from the factory are kind of on an angled surface. I don't want to have to try to duplicate that. And I think it would be a bit more secure by bolting it down and compressing the saw against the stops. So with that, I think I'm going to see about measuring and fabricating the mounting brackets out of some 2-inch angle iron, with a couple going across this way, with a couple of supports going down and bolted through the sides. So let's get started. Using my Evolution metal cutting saw, I'm going to cut 2 pieces of 2-inch angle iron to 15 1/16 long. First I'm going to cut the end off because they're not quite square. I love this saw. It is quick, leaves a nice clean cut that's cool to the touch. I used to use an abrasive cut-off saw, sparks flying everywhere. This is much better. I can see that. Around, leave the long side in the vise. Just got to remember to put the mark on this side of the blade this time. Okay, now we need 2 pieces of two-inch flat bar stock that are 3 3/8 inches long. Okay, put this saw away and bevel and weld. So now we're going to grind the bevels on these 4 pieces and then weld them. Okay, mistake number 1. I only cut 2 of these. I need 4. Be back. Okay, we're back. I cut the other 2. I just did these on my little portable bandsaw. I would have used it for everything, but I wanted the quicker cut on the angle iron. So I've got the mounting bracket set up in a right angle vise on the welding table, and we'll see how this goes. I've never tried to record welding yet, so I have no idea what this is going to look like on the camera. Not the best, but they'll do. Structurally sound. Okay, so we got the brackets fabricated and the welds ground down. As you can see, as I said before, I am not a very good welder. Last weld turned out pretty decent, but I don't weld often enough to really become proficient at it. I was thinking about sandblasting these, but I don't have any place to paint them. It's too cold up here in the Great White North where I live, and although my garage is heated, I can't have all the fumes and everything in here in this enclosed space. So I think for now I'm just going to use them as is, and maybe when it warms up in the spring I'll take the saw back off and take them off, sandblast them, and put them back on. I don't like having things like this sit out and rust, but I don't really have an option right now. So now I need to lay out where they go, figure out where some holes need to be drilled, drill some holes, secure it, and then I think we'll be ready to see about finishing the part about getting the bandsaw on it. The saw is mounted on its base. I think it's working out pretty good so far. You can open up the saw, motor bracket clears the back of it. The crank to close the vise does not clear the front of the tray, so cutting off a piece of steel now to make an extension for it. Unfortunately, the only steel I have is a little bit large, so there's going to be some wasted material there, but I don't really feel like taking the time to go buy some more. So we'll go with what we got and do that on the lathe, and that should take care of that problem. And then the flood coolant system is supposed to be here in a few days. So thanks for watching. This is part one of probably 3 parts. The next part I will show making the extension for the vise handle, and then we'll start looking into adding the coolant system, and maybe one more part after that. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and do me a favor and subscribe, and take care.